Hello folks. So in this session we are going to learn about SED command. SED stands for stream editor and it helps us in doing text substitution, or it helps us in doing selective printing out of a text. Now SED works in two different ways. We can pass commands to SED and the file name to see the output, or we can list down the different commands in a file, and when we can pass them using -f option. In this session we'll be just looking into how different commands we can different options we use with SED command. So let's get started. So first thing we'll be doing is how we can print some line numbers out of a file. So for that we have a file like names. Now we just want to print the line number 4th out of this file. So SED can help us in this. We can do SED, then command would be line number and P to print, and then we have to do -n also, and then we will go to command 4 or the line number, and then we'll give P, and in the single quotes we'll give the exit command and then the file name. Here it is. So line number 4 has Linus Torvalds name, so it has got printed. Again, suppose we want to print from line number 3 to 6 from a file. We can give a range like 3,6 inside this single quote again. Then we'll give a P to print that, and then file names. So line number 3 just T Jobs 3, 4, 5, 6. So up to Alan Turing. From Steve Jobs to Alan Turing, we printed from this file. Main thing to note here is it doesn't change the actual contents of the file. So actual content of the file still remains there. We are just getting that output to standard standard output, which doesn't make changes inside the file. Let us do some more printing. Okay, so dollar symbol represents the last line number of a file. So we can do cd -n $p. This is dollar represents here the last line number. Then we can give names like this. So it will just print the last line from that file name. Just like we can give numbers, we can give a pattern also. Suppose we have a file here. This file has different models of cars. Here we want to print only those lines where we have this pattern moon. So we don't want to go through the numbers. We can print this using the pattern matching also. So we can do SED and in the single quotes we have to give the pattern in /, then give a space, P for printing, then single quotes and the file name. So we just printed the lines which had this pattern moon 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and this line had moon here. So just to reiterate, we are not changing the actual content of the file using SED until at least for now. And we can mix these two things also. We can use line numbers as well as pattern. So let us see how that we can do. So we have a file phonetic alphabet. It has all the phonetics of all the alphabets. And now here if we want to do we want to print the files which and the line numbers which start from Tango until the second last line, which is 25th line number here, because we can see there are 26 lines in this file. Let us use SED -n. In single quotes we have to give command. So line which has this pattern Tango and up to line number 25 we want to print using P, then in single quote close, and then we'll give the file name. So starting from Tango up to the line number 25 we have printed. So this is how SED works to print filtered output for us from a file. It doesn't change the content of the file. Now, so most important uh, places where we use SED is to replace the contents of the file. Suppose we have file names with all these names given. Here we want to replace this small letter gates to capital gates. We can use SED. In the single quotes we have to give the command s is to search and replace, then we'll give the pattern which we want to change and the pattern to which we want to change, that is the new pattern. Now G is to change it globally, and then we'll give the file name. So here you'll see the small gates has been now changed to capital gates. Suppose we want to do multiple replacements, that also is possible. We will do cd-e. Here we will give the first command in single quotes, then we will give another -e that denotes editing. Again we will start one more command, as we know Steve Jobs' name was also there, so we'll just replace small letter Jobs with capital letters, and when we want to add, just give the file name. Here the file name is names. So you can see gates, the small gates was replaced with gates and small jobs was replaced with jobs. This is only into the standard output. Our original file remains same. Now there is one way, if you want to make these changes permanent, whatever we did, we want them to be inline in the file itself, then we have to use another option, that is -i. That means inline editing. So for that we'll see there is a file called core models. Here we'll see all the records are comma separated here. Suppose we want to make change and we want all of them to be pipe separated, so we want to replace all the commas with a pipe. So to do that we can use SED with -i, and then after a space we can give a suffix. So what will happen is the original file will be saved with the name and suffix. We'll see that. And then since -i means inline, we'll just give what replacement we want to do. So we want to substitute all comma with pipe globally in the file car models. So here -i means inline substitution, .back means there will be a file created car models.back, which will have the backup of the existing file, and after the substitution whatever is we want will go to the car models file. So car models file will be getting everything after substitution, and there will be a file taken as a backup with this suffix .back. Let us see. Okay, now we'll see how many files are there with starting with car models. Yeah, so as we gave the suffix as .back, so we'll see .back is one of the file and car models is the file newly created. So see, this is from April 8, so this is the new file created. We'll see what are the contents of that. So all commas were substituted by pipe, and the original file is in .back. This .back string is optional. If we can give any string as a suffix to the file which we want to create the backup. Okay, so this is about the substitution. And one more thing for which we use SED sometimes is to delete the lines which contain some pattern. Suppose we want to delete the lines which doesn't have any content, all those empty lines from a file, we can use SED for that. Let us see how that works. So we have a file called names. Okay, so we just want to delete as line. Let us delete a line which contains Alan's name. So we do SED pattern, which is Alan for us. Then D denotes delete, just as P denoted printing, D will denote deletion, and then file name. So as you can see, Alan Turing is the line which said Alan Turing is missing now. Again, it will not delete it from the original file. Yeah, so it is here. It is. Just now we used a pattern to delete the line numbers. We can use even the line numbers to delete some lines in the standard output. Let us see. CD line number 2 to 6. Similarly, we did before to just to print. Now we can do delete. So it says delete line number 2 to 6 from the file names and display it into standard output like this. So line number 2, that is Bill Gates to Alan Turing. All these lines were deleted. You will just see these two lines. So this is how SED works. This is the very basic way the SED works, but this is mostly which we use in our day-to-day job. So first, we use SED to print a filtered output from a text. We use it for string substitution. We use it for deletion also. And there are many other usages for SED. Thanks, folks.